And
really?
while we were sleeping together, her dog licked my ass.
That's amazing. I don't know. I think that sounds kind of...
It was horrible.
Really? Yeah. I feel like it would feel kind of
like
nice.
I could feel it was like coming up behind me, and I was like mid-stroke, and I was trying to like keep it away.
You couldn't just close your eyes and pretend it was a girl back there? That's what I would do. I'm just telling you, that would be my move.
I will say my asshole felt so clean.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, if it was me, I would just be like, fuck it, let's ride it out. And I would just close my eyes, and I would just picture like a girl back there, and then I'm doing my thing, and it's all happening. I should probably fucking buy a dog.
I feel like I'm learning. So I have 2. You can take one.
Well, do they lick asses?
And I don't know if they get tall enough to get up that tall drink of water's ass right there. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Menage-A-Pod, the hysterical comedy podcast about sex, dating, relationships, and whatever else we feel like talking about. I'm TJ. As always, I'm joined by my co-host, BFF, and the lime to my shot of tequila, Jenna.
That's saucy.
Girl.
That's me.
If anyone has ever deserved a saucy intro, baby, it is you.
Maybe I should be this. Maybe I should be the salt. I am a little salty at times. Like
what's the move for me here?
Like curmudgeon? Is that a name?
No, I wouldn't call you a curmudgeon.
Anyway, so what's new with you?
Not too much. Actually, nothing really going on in my personal life, but there is one thing that I want to tell you. It's kind of crazy. A friend of mine who is just a Chicago artist, her name is Rose Tasheva. She designed a skate deck for me back in the day. I think I may have even told you about that.
Yes, I remember that.
She started.
That was when I first met you.
It was. And
yeah.
she started a clothing company. And it's like urban street skatewear stuff. And a couple weeks ago, she was like, hey, if I like send you just a swag gift set of whatever stuff, will you like check it out, post about it on social media? So I said, yeah, I would. Got it this week, Sunday night. She sent me like 4 cool ass t-shirts, this like pullover that I really loved, and a snapback. All of it's like cool as fuck. So I'm definitely like super stoked about that.
That's awesome.
It was nice about her. And she actually said to show you the site and get your size. And if you want anything, she'd send you some stuff too.
Yes, I love it.
She's really sweet girl, super talented. The clothes are like really incredible. So if you don't mind, I will post about it from mine, but I'm also going to include a link in our thing this week.
Let me tell you. Oh, I thought you were going to say post it for mine, since I'm now an influencer.
You are an influencer.
Because from your post, I got 6 new friends yesterday.
But I didn't go with the boob one.
What boob? Oh, like you should have put me in in the bathing suit.
I should have.
Yeah, I know. You're right. But it was all women, not surprisingly, coming from your Instagram to mine. Although, why wouldn't people just be my friends if it was private?
I don't know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
It hurts my feelings. It's fine. We can be friends now. I like friends. I'm into it. Anyway, I don't really have any exciting stories to tell you except for, guess what? Guess what I'm doing?
What?
I'm getting my shot on Friday.
Ooh.
So I'm going to be vaccinated.
Wait, are you talking about the hepatitis one?
Yes. How did you know?
Oh, you mean
There's
COVID-19.
a new one for chlamydia.
Are you getting the Johnson & Johnson?
Yes.
Ooh, the one and go.
Yeah, man.
Shit, girl.
You know, I said to my dad, I was like, 80% like efficacy is fine for me. I was a B student.
You want to hear
so like, that's cool. I'm good.
But the other thing to consider is, so when they tested the Moderna and the Pfizer, the variants weren't out yet. So the test efficacy is against non-variants. But the J&J, they did it during the variants. So a lot of experts are extrapolating that they have similar efficacy against all 3. So you're good.
Yes, I know. And I think it's like 100%. I don't know. I read it. It's like 100% effective against like being hospitalized.
Serious. Yeah.
Which is really all I need, since we all know I've had it. Right. So it's like, it's fine. I'll take that chance.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So that's exciting. But funny, I don't want to insult anyone, but there was a girl that I work with was like, you need to go. I'm going to get it at the Marianos because they just opened them up to Lakeview residents just for the day. And you had to have like a code and everything. It was this whole secret thing. Anyway, but I had already had an appointment for the Johnson & Johnson one for tomorrow morning that I then canceled because it was all the way out by you. I would have had to go all the way to Plainfield.
Really?
Yeah. That was the only place. I literally went onto the Walgreens site and typed in every, had a list of zip codes. And I typed in every zip code, and that was the only one that popped with availability. And I was like, Okay, well, it's because they're not wearing masks out there. They're probably not getting shots. I was like, it's cool. I'm going to go there.
They don't give two fucks about COVID.
Yeah, they don't care. So I was like, I bet they have some availabilities. But it was great. But then I ended up canceling because I got one here, which is awesome. Now I only have to go a block away instead of an hour.
And now you'll be vaccinated. You can be out on these streets
Oh
just
my
licking
God.
light posts and doing
that's
whatever to your heart content.
Just what I need, like more of a pass to be a whore. What?
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
think you are a delicate, kind, delightful, charming
Chaste.
woman. You are.
I'm very virginal.
I was pure as the driven snow.
That is me. I am definitely pure. Yeah, so that's exciting. I'm ready. I'm super ready. Also, like, I was getting annoyed that everyone else had it before me. So I was like, what the fuck? What gives?
What gives? All right, you know what time it is, G?
Time to meet our guest?
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay. What?
I just want to take this moment to ask everyone out there to make sure they are reviewing, and subscribing to the podcast. If you can, go to Apple Podcasts, 5 stars only. Make sure you're writing a review. Talk about how wonderful and insightful Jenna's advice is and how much laughter you get out of my sophomoric dick jokes. We both bring a lot to the table, I promise you. So make sure you're doing that. Also, check out our Linktree, pick up our merch, do all these various things to support us. I think that's really all I have. Jenna, what do you think?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I really just like when people talk about me like I'm amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I would like for you to repeat those compliments back to me just one more time. You just say how great I am one more time.
You are great. You're
Thank
incredible. You're insightful. Your
Thanks.
advice is next level. I know that the last 2.5 years of my life, it would have gone off the rails without you to constantly guide me back on
okay.
track.
Well, now I know you're lying. You should stop while you're ahead. Although I will take them because
I'm
it's
sure you
actually
will.
probably accurate, even though you're joking.
There's truth in every joke, right?
I know. All right. So ready for today's guest?
Let's do it.
I mean, I am a big fan. He was on the radio show.
I could take him or leave him.
Ooh, burn.
It's fair.
Today's guest is comedian podcaster Ryan Kimble. You can find him perfecting his stand-up all over Chicago and in the burbs. His podcast, The Perfect Drink, promises to provide nonstop laughs and the kind of wisdom that can only come from a lifetime of poor decisions, all while teaching a new cocktail recipe each week. Welcome to the show, Ryan.
Jesus Christ, that was the most professional thing I've ever heard.
Wasn't it? That's because I wrote it.
The best part about me coming on this podcast is that I will learn how to do a real podcast because you guys are so good, and I'm just such a degenerate. This is amazing.
That's why we like you. You'll be a
what
good
you just read.
compliment.
I was just like, I was sitting here listening, and I was like,
You're
oh
like,
my God,
who is this
I
guy?
feel like
He
I'm on
sounds
the
great.
Ellen DeGeneres or something. It's amazing. You guys are really
You're a
something.
degenerate, but you're a degenerate who just hit 10K on TikTok. Bro.
I did.
That's awesome.
I'm on the come up.
You are. I'm telling you, it's the space to be. TJ is a big TikToker.
No, I gave up.
No.
I had my one moment in the sun, and then I bailed away from it.
We talked about this.
We did.
when we did stand up together, and you were like, and I went on your TikTok and just checked it out, and you could tell that you went from 0 to whatever in 2 days.
It was fast,
and then you were kind of just you looked like you just kind of quit doing it.
Yeah,
But-
and it's not through a lack of just relentless egomania. Sure, I would love that thirst too. I just haven't put the effort into it. But now seeing you, I got to follow your lead.
Well, to me, it's the easiest social media platform to get traction on. At least for me, it has been.
Sure.
You do real good on Instagram. You know what I mean? I look at your Instagram. You're dominating Instagram, dude. I got 100 fucking Instagram people. I can't.
Instagram's hard.
I can't figure out how to get Instagram going for the life of me.
I know.
So
Well, TJ's
TikTok
an
works for me.
influencer.
Shut the fuck up. He's got 10,000 followers.
I know he does.
On one thing, but on the other one, I've got 100. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you are an Instagram
is.
influencer for sure.
I'm
He is.
trying. I try really hard. It's a cultivated effort.
There's some content. Premium content,
Do you know
I believe.
there's a comedian named Tito Jordi? Do you know who he is?
No,
He performs with my buddies quite a bit. One day we were just messaging back and forth on Facebook. He's like, bro, I got to give you credit. For a bad comic, you have the biggest audience of any bad comic I've ever seen. He's like,
kind.
you haven't engaged. He's like, it's just a weird
nice.
following. They like what you do, even if it's not good. I
What
was
a
like,
nice insult.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, those are my favorites. Someone tells me something mean but butters it up a little.
I mean, that feels very appropriate for this room.
Wow.
Have you ever listened to our podcast?
I've listened a time or two. Ashley turned me on. My girlfriend turned me on to your podcast, actually.
Well, she sounds fantastic.
Well, she's really something. But
Yeah.
yeah, she's the one that's you should listen to their podcast. It was right when I started doing mine. And she's like, you should check theirs out. You know what I mean? So,
yeah. Good. Well,
Call out to
you
Ashley.
obviously
Thanks,
did it.
Ashley.
Yeah. Thanks, Ashley. But,
Yeah, for sure.
way to fuck up the follow through, bro.
What does that mean? What?
You didn't listen.
Listen, I've been drinking. What are you saying to me? You got to understand. I did my podcast this morning and I drink every time I do so I've been drinking essentially for like 13 hours now.
Holy shit.
Anything worth doing is worth doing, right?
I'm a large land mammal. We'll be fine.
Let me tell you, I don't know how you did that because yesterday, so we're recording this, I don't know, whatever, today is Monday. So the day after Easter, we started drinking at 11:30 and I don't think we stopped until 9:30.
No, that's a pretty good day.
That's a good day. We went through 10 bottles of Prosecco and 2 bottles of wine. There were 4 people.
Yeah, well, that's
what?
The problem with that is the next morning, all that sugar.
Oh,
I don't know how
today.
you guys are with booze, but like the wine gives me a headache.
This is why I'm not drinking right now.
Yeah,
I would be.
Yeah, I don't play games with the wine.
Yeah, I'm dead. My liver, my stomach, everything is like mad at me right now.
I went out to this place called Folklore about a week ago and had a fuckload. I was super high. I had a bunch of empanadas, but I also drank like 6 caipirinhas and like 2 mojitos.
What the fuck is that first thing you said?
Caipirinha.
You're like so much more cultured than me. It's amazing. I'm a bartender and I don't know what the fuck.
It's kind of like a mojito, but it's made with a Brazilian cane liqueur called cachaça.
Okay.
And it's similarly like lime, cane sugar.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little bit, it's less sweet and more singular, not as many ingredients as mojito, but similar in that family. So imagine you drink like 8 of them.
When you talk like that. Okay, go ahead.
The next day, man, I wanted to I woke up wanting to
Do I
kill
need
myself. Like wanting
put
to
up
kill
a barrier
myself.
Oh, it'll be all right. We'll
Is
get
your
through it.
hand going to be moving
No,
under
it's
the
fine.
table?
It's fine. Everybody be cool. I'm just saying, you know. And go ahead.
Because I knew you were going to have a backwards hat, and because we both always wear plaid or flannel, I almost wore a backwards hat just to like.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is that all you own?
What do you mean?
Plaid?
No.
Clothing?
Fall, spring, winter. I'm like a flannel. In the summertime,
Deep
V's.
deep
T-shirt.
V's.
In the summer, I'll do a V-neck, not a deep V, but I'll do a V-neck, or I'll do like a button-up, but not like a flannel, like a dress shirt.
Sure.
I like the long sleeve button-up with shorts in the summertime, like my dad's a lawyer look. You know what I'm saying?
I
You
do.
know what
I do.
I like that look in
Yeah.
the summer.
You gotta, but as your comedy career is starting to
My
pop, and
dad's
you're
not a lawyer, FYI.
Is it
Clearly.
pastel?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wears more pink than me.
Of course. And, as your comedy career starts to pop and your podcast is growing, you're going to start needing to like lean into your sexuality a bit more to push it. So pastel, but deep V. Go to the deep V, man. It's man cleave or bust for summer 2021.
You know what's funny? You talk about sexuality, like you were joking about I got 10,000 followers on TikTok now. Like I had like 2 big jumps, right? And the first big jump was there was a guy who said something about like it was like it's not like it was like straight men who have sex with men. It's not a gay thing, it's a guy thing. And that was his TikTok. Yeah. And I stitched it and I was like, for sure, especially in extreme circumstances like prison or vacation. Like that was my joke, whatever. And it was a joke. But the point is like, I got a big jump in followers and it was a lot of gay men. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, now you're speaking TJ's language.
And then ironically,
he loves a good gay man. I mean, who doesn't? But they love you.
Ironically, I did another one where I made fun of a guy who said, name something that was created for a very specific, something type of person. And he was wearing nail polish. And I was like, and I stitched it and I was like, nail polish for dudes or something like that. And I got a huge surge in followers of like these redneck,
that's quite the audience.
They were commenting like, yeah, what's with these? And I was like, hey, bud, that's not what I'm doing here. I was just making a joke. But it was just real funny. It's like real funny. Like my following is just like a bunch of gay dudes and like super right wing like hillbillies.
Solid.
Oddly enough.
And I look at you and I would think that would be your following. Just by looking at you.
Well, I'm a gruff fella.
Yeah, you don't say.
But I'm very
kidding.
I'm very liberal in my, I don't care. But,
sure.
I'm not a right wing guy.
Yep, totally. You just have the beard of one.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
The general, I would say,
like
he has the general aesthetic of one. I'm like the Queer Eye version of Ryan.
Oh my God, that's the funniest thing ever. I just bought like a week ago. I just bought an '89 Chevy Silverado. It's got these big tires. It's like the most hillbilly old truck in the world. So when I get in that thing, like I for sure look like a complete degenerate.
Totally.
But I'm a pretty sensitive guy, all things considered.
Smushy gushy center. Wait, so can someone explain to me the truck thing? I mean, I'm from Maryland, and that was I get why they had them out there. It was like farmlands. It was like country boys, like, whatever. But like, what is it here?
We're going to need you to dispel the rumor because we all know what the joke is. Is that
What's the joke?
big truck is
little
tiny dick. You're a big man, Ryan. What you packing, bro?
I
small
just
dick.
think. Well, listen. Have you ever driven a truck?
No.
Is this a dick joke?
No.
Okay.
Not everything.
No, because I was going to say,
I'm on alert with you, buddy. I'm ready to fucking roll.
I was going to say it's too big to drive.
I could do like 12 straight minutes of dick jokes.
Yeah.
I did stand up in Lakeview at fucking the Lakeview tap room or something like that.
Yeah.
And I wasn't super excited about it. And I just like did all these shitty dick jokes for like fucking 10 minutes. It was terrible. But my point is, this isn't about dicks. What I'm saying is, if you drive a truck, it's just, they're fun to drive. You're up higher than everybody. You don't have, like, you can see around the car in front of you.
Yeah.
But like when you get on the highway, it's like, you know what I mean? You can't zag and zig.
Sure.
But if you live out in, fucking New Lenox, it's nice to have a truck. You're just cruising down. It's got a fucking bench seat. I can scoot Ashley right over next to me.
Ooh,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's
I
like
don't know.
very
But
1950s
I'm
of
just
you.
saying, like, if you drive a truck, you will like driving it.
Yeah.
Like the minute, like
Maybe. I won't, but
once you
I'll
get
try.
okay, big
Yeah.
time, sure, right?
I'm good.
You know what you won't like before you try it, of course, because you're from Chicago and you're a fucking big shot.
That's what she said until she started watching lesbian porn. Now
Of
she's all
course,
about it.
dude. That's what I'm saying. You girls, you think you know everything. I'm just like, you get married and you buy like a Yukon, you're gonna like sitting in that big ass Yukon.
Yeah. I
That's
love
all
like
I'm
an
saying.
SUV.
And Jenna likes power anyway. The being above everyone else, she's like, I feel like this is like real life
That
anyway.
is true.
Yeah,
I
you
will
do come across
grant
as
you
high
that.
strung. Come on, I'm joking.
Do I? I was like,
no,
oh no, I hope not. I mean,
I'm
only
teasing.
sometimes.
No, if you just
At work.
you made fun of me first, so I had to get you.
I know. It's what I do. Do you want to introduce the topic? Because I realized I took your intro.
Oh, whatever. No worries. So the topic for today.
We have a topic?
Sort of.
Well,
guys
you
are
know
so
what?
fucking
You would know
professional. This
if
is
you would
amazing.
take. Listen. So earlier, I texted him and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to send you. Can I have your email address? I want to like send you the outline." And he goes, "You can send it to me, but I'm not going to read it." And I was like, "Fuck you, bro!"
He
Like,
doesn't need
really?
to. He's fine.
I know.
This is the talent.
I just think. Listen, that's not.
No,
your,
but
shut
here's
up,
the thing.
TJ.
Let me just rewind because
Okay.
for the radio show, if you could hear him on it, he was complaining about how he didn't feel like he was prepped because I didn't give him the questions ahead of time. I can't win with you.
Yeah, but that was a joke. I really appreciated not being. My point is, I think I'd probably be better off the cuff.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, we'll see, I guess.
Off that
Good luck.
delicately rolled plaid cuff.
Listen,
Same girl.
half roll every time. You know what I mean? You pull it up just below the elbow, makes the forearm look nice.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I do it.
He's this guy. It's an art.
I'm betting 1,000 in these fucking flannels. I'll tell you what.
Sure.
Yeah, wait, whatever.
All right.
In your truck.
In my truck.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, and you would look
Very
twice if you
specific.
saw me drive down with
it's a
my
very-
arm out the window with my flannel halfway
You know
rolled
what?
up.
Maybe if you weren't in a truck.
I'd bet dollars to donuts you'd take a look.
I don't know.
Hey, maybe not. Who knows?
You just got her excited with the mention of donuts. Now she's
Yeah,
more into
no,
that.
now I'm into it. Yeah, I do love a good donut.
Who doesn't? All right, let's.
All right, let's jump into the topic. So I'm going to preemptively strike. No pressure to stay on the topic. We've got.
Sure,
we'll see what happens. So I don't know, Ryan, listeners. I don't know. Has anyone ever heard of the term fleabagging? Ryan, have you heard of it?
I have not.
Okay,
No.
we've only recently heard of it. It's a term that's inspired by Phoebe Waller-Bridges' TV series Fleabag. So in the dating world, fleabagging is a slang term for a constant cycle of relationships with people who just aren't right for you. So it's like dating purgatory, kind of. The constant makeup, breakup scenario with the person or people who just are kind of like sucking the life out of you. I mean, we've all been there. I see you look glazed over right now, but I think that's the booze.
No.
Yeah.
I'm wondering.
It's his brain's working.
I'm wondering are we talking about with the same person, or are we saying like?
Yeah.
So I think it could be both.
Sure.
Okay,
With
that's
the-
all.
with one person or multiple people who just sort of like suck the life out of
Also,
you.
I do look glazed over. I can feel my eyes glazed
Can
as
you-
fuck. But I'm good.
Snap to it.
What'd you say?
Snap to it.
Yeah, I'm good. Is it my turn to talk? Do you want
No.
me?
I
Okay.
was just gonna say, like, we've all been there, and
Yeah, for sure.
I'm pretty sure I married it, which I don't think you're supposed to do. I think you're supposed to probably break the cycle.
Well, I think if you're married, it's officially not a Fleabag, right? Because
Well,
you're
no.
married to that person. You're not
No.
breaking up with a married
Oh,
person.
well, you didn't know my ex-husband.
Unless
Every
you-
single fight we'd get into.
This
it'd
is
be
where he
like-
pulls a mask off Scooby-Doo style, and it is your ex-husband.
No, he would always say like, we'd get in a fight, and he'd be like, "Okay, I'm out."
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
Like we should
yeah.
break up, or maybe we should get divorced. And I'm like, wow, I thought this was going to change when we got married, but it didn't. So it was harder for him to get out of it, but
Yeah.
it definitely was the same threat. So I don't know, but yeah, have you been there? Are you that person?
Well,
Ooh.
listen. I'm just gonna. I got to be honest. I can't.
I'm waiting for this.
I can't tiptoe. If I'm not myself, I got to just be real.
Ryan, we're about authenticity here.
Me and Ashley broke up last night, and we break up all the fucking time when we're drinking, and like if we're both drinking, we get in these dumb arguments, and they're the dumbest fucking arguments. I don't even remember what we argued about last night, but we literally broke up last night. And this morning, I don't know how much I'm supposed to talk without one of you two talking.
No.
But like, we broke up last night.
This stuff, take all the time you need.
We broke up last night. And then this morning, like, I just like came downstairs and she was like sitting there and whatever. I was like, you want some coffee? And to me, like, I come downstairs like, that never happened.
Oh, no.
Listen, I'm just like, hi. I love you, obviously. Do you want to have some coffee with me? And she's like, who the fuck do you think you are to walk down these stairs and act like nothing fucking happened?
That's what I would do.
But I'll tell you what. And she mentioned this morning because, like, we'll hash things out. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And in the hash out this morning, she was like, in the beginning of our relationship, I broke up with you every weekend. And now you break up with me every weekend. And like, that's what she said. And like, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, you are right. And I mean, every weekend is a stretch, but like, we argue now. And I'm just like, well, if you don't want to do this anymore, like, let's not fucking do it. And I never fucking mean it ever.
Sure.
And I assume that she knows that I don't mean it.
What? Why would she know that?
Well, because we both, here's why. Because it happens a lot and we always make up.
Sure.
So that's why to me it doesn't mean anything. Like, I don't ever think we really break up. Go ahead, TJ.
I'm gonna get confessional for a minute too.
Wait, before you get confessional,
it's about this.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So obviously the three of us in this room, we all know each other for various amounts of time, but we talk a lot. We're all connected to everyone's significant others, meaning I've met your girlfriend, we're friends on social media. And because you and I interact on social media daily, and so do you and Jenna, your shit is always like top of my feed. Pop up.
Yeah, yours too, right. Correct.
Yeah. So like the last time I was here, I walked in and I was like, hey, Jenna, I think our boy HRK is having some problems with the girls some shit on Facebook getting
tell me what it was. And I'll tell you the story behind it, because there's probably a story behind it.
Sure. Jenna, are you surprised that I'm saying this?
Yeah.
What? I mean, I noticed it. Whatever.
You did, yeah.
We can
I'm an open book, man. Let's talk about it.
I mean, we could totally, if this gets too far, we can totally strike it out.
Well, if it makes me uncomfortable, I'll just be like, I better not. But go ahead. Sure. I think it's going to be fine.
We just, I noticed like you both changed your profile picture.
Oh my God.
And your shit jumped up near the top, and hers was not you, and yours was not her.
I love it.
And I looked at hers, and it no longer said in a relationship with you.
Funny.
Yours still said in a relationship, but not in a relationship with her. And I came over here, and I was like, I just noticed this on the drive here. I'm like, this is fucking wild.
I'm sorry. Are we 16?
Well, yeah.
What is this?
Everyone's 16 except you.
I know. I'm 16 for noticing it and telling you you're 16 for doing it. We're all disasters.
Stop being so fucking mature.
I'm sorry. I'm late 30s.
I'm 40 fucking one,
Okay,
and the most immature guy I know.
Okay.
I think you're crushing it, bro.
What's funny is that like a girl, and I can't remember who the fuck it was. Maybe it was like a bartender that I work with or something. But like someone said, I noticed Ashley changed her profile picture. So someone was like, I noticed Ashley changed her profile picture. Did you guys break up? And I'm like, I mean, we didn't break up, but like we had a fight. And you're 100% right. And I don't remember what the fuck the thing was, because it happens, from time to time. But like, she got mad at me and then changed her fucking picture. She had a picture of her and one of her kids, and then she changed it to like her. And like,
and then the guys come out of the woodwork.
Of course, dude. Of course. Fucking in one day, she's got 400 likes and 50 dudes sending fucking heart emojis, and I'm just sitting there watching it all unfold. Like, oh God, give me a fucking break. And I'll talk shit and listen, and I'll make her feel bad about it, like, which is terrible. But she's making me feel bad, so I'm childish. So I gotta like double down and make her feel bad.
You're already the best guest we've ever had, Ryan.
I'm just saying, like, I acknowledge when I'm a fuck. Sure. I'm not gonna. My point is like, I'll make her feel bad about doing something like that, and then she'll change it back.
I think people call that gaslighting.
I don't think that's gaslighting. We disagree on that, but we can talk about gaslighting a little bit.
Okay.
But anyways, whatever. The point is, like, I acknowledge that first of all, the fight is my fault almost every fucking time.
Sure, we're dudes.
I'm to blame 99% of the time. So then we get in this fight and whatever, and then she does a thing like, okay, well, fuck you. I'll hide my relationship status and change my profile picture. And what's funny is I don't even notice for like 24 hours because I'm drunk probably and sleeping on the couch. And I wake up the next day, I'm like, what the fuck is this, dude? And then like I give her a guilt trip about it, and then she changes it back. Dude. And then the next week I spend talking to people at the bar when I'm working, girls coming in and being like, did you actually break up? And I'm like, no. We got in a fight and she did a thing. But it's so fucking funny that you noticed it. Because like this is a conversation that she and I just had. And like I said, we just broke up fucking yesterday for like 6 hours. And while I slept.
So she probably will listen to this. Shout out, Ashley.
Oh, she'll listen for sure.
Yeah,
You think she's not going to listen? Fuck. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I actually thought this morning, because you had posted something this morning, like of her, and I go, they probably got into a fight.
What did I post this morning?
It was like a picture of just her, and she looked beautiful.
Well,
and
she always does. She's such a dime.
She is.
Yeah. For sure.
I feel like you're saying that because you're trying to win.
No.
But like she is. She's.
I brag all the time about how the girls I date are super hot.
Yeah,
I don't know
great.
why, but I get, Go ahead, sorry.
But when I saw it, and you were like, see something like, she's so great at this beauty, blah blah. And I was like,
I remember. Yeah.
Oh, I bet they got into a fight. I literally thought that.
Yeah, I
like,
posted like, I'm a lucky guy or something like that. How lucky am I? Or something like that. Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dude, we fight all the fucking time.
Well,
but I don't ever doubt that we love each other. So like when we fight, I'm always just like, well, I know that we love each other. So we're just having a fight. We're going to go to sleep. We're going to wake up. I'm going to be in a great fucking mood and everything's going to be fine. But she has a different perspective.
Yeah.
And then that's where, whatever. But
sure.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because that feels like the healthy alternative.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, but at least you talk about it. If you talk about it afterwards, I will allow it. Otherwise, I'm going to be like,
we talk about it like this. I'm like, obviously, I didn't mean any of those things that I said.
Then why do you say
What is the fucking problem? Because my feelings, because I'm insecure, probably, if we're being real super fucking
that's honest. A bullet point on my list. Well done. Look at you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Not about you, just in general.
And I'll tell you what. Well, go ahead, TJ. Go ahead.
Oh, I got nothing.
Insecure, but
I'm just gonna say
about
like,
what? About
well, listen, this is it. So when I told you before, like when we first started dating, she would break up with me all the time, and like now I break up with her all the time. I can't speak for her, but I would bet that when we started dating, she was still married, like not living with the guy or whatever, but like I was like whatever. I think that she was in a spot where she felt, and I don't know, I'm guessing. I think that she felt like this guy might leave me any second of any day. Like maybe because look, I was in like I was like working my 9 to 5,
sure,
and like I wasn't like crushing it, but I was doing fine. And she's, and like I've got big kids, like my kids are pretty much adults. She's got little kids. I just think that maybe she felt like, I think maybe she felt insecure about our two situations, the way they collided.
Sure.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, like right now, like I left my 9 to 5 and I bartend and I'm trying to be a comedian. And
those are tough jobs for some.
Well, I'm tell you what I'm not doing is making a zillion fucking dollars.
Oh.
So my point is like I'm super fucking insecure because she's like owns a business. She's crushing life.
Sure.
Like the only thing that sucks about her world right now is me probably, even though she would tell you that like I'm great. But I think that I get insecure that like she doesn't really need me that much. And I'm kind of probably just a drag right now, like current state. So I think that I get insecure and I'm like, so I like double down and I'm like, well, let's fucking break up because I don't care when really it's all I care about. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Do
I'm
you
getting real emotional?
So?
Like,
no, I love it. No, I love it. I know we're going deep here on this deep cuts. So it's interesting because when you were talking, when you said the thing about your jobs, I didn't go to money. I went to, those are two jobs where like, it's your job to flirt with people and like interact with people and like comedy's hard that way. I mean, we hear it from all of the comedians that are on, like people come up to you after the show, they like follow you on Instagram. So that's where I was going with it, not the money thing. Like that's got to be tricky for her. I'd have to think you're in two jobs where like, and if it's not, I'm really sorry for putting that in your brain, actually.
So really quickly to build on that, because my point was almost identical, but in addition to the pursuing comedy and the bartending, like the social media stuff, the Instagram, not so much, but the TikTok, like, again, my following is not as large as yours, and it's caused problems for this podcast, whatever, for the relationships.
For sure.
When women, if you Google my name, there's 50 fucking things about me telling dick jokes or being stupid on a fucking show, and people find it and they listen to it, and dude, does Ashley, how does she react to that?
So it's funny because first of all, that's super fucking real, and I'll say shit like I'll try to be like, I don't understand. But like I work with women because I'm a bartender. So there's like girl bartenders and they'll text me and be like, hey, can you take my shift tomorrow or whatever? And if you work in the same place for a year with women, you become friends with those people.
Of course.
So we just like,
what do you mean those people?
The people you work with.
I know, man.
Jesus Christ. The people you work with. So my point is like she might get a little uneasy sometimes if I'm like texting a female regularly. And it's real easy for me to be like, what's your fucking problem? But she's a fucking hairdresser, dude. She owns a salon. She works with all women. You know what I mean? So it's real easy for me to be like, you're ridiculous. But I'm going to tell you right now, if she worked with dudes that were like texting her, I probably would be like, hey, what the fuck is this? So it's easy for me to be like, hey, this is no big fucking deal. This is adult life. But also, if it was the other way around, I can tell you point blank, I would not feel great about it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So also, I'm the most insecure motherfucker alive. Like,
really?
Not everyone's like that. Like, you seem like the type of person that would be a total, Jen, I'm pointing at you. No, you know, you seem like you would be a total adult about like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I try to be.
I don't think I would. I don't know for sure because like I said, she's not in that world. But if she had dudes that she worked with, I would be like, well, why are you texting this fucking guy at 9:00 at night about whatever? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think... Sorry, can I? Okay. I think the thing is like if you're in a relationship where you don't have the trust, then like what are you doing? Because here's the thing, like if someone were to text my boyfriend, my imaginary boyfriend, I think I would be fine with it because I can't control his behavior or the person's behavior, right? Like so the person who's texting him. I can't control what that person does or says. And if I'm crazy about it and like looking through a phone or being like, you can't text this person or you can't have girlfriends, then it doesn't make it change. In fact, it probably makes you want it more. And then you hide it. And that's even worse. Cause then I think, why are you hiding it? Are you doing something wrong? It's a bad, vicious cycle. So like, I just sort of think like, when we're in relationships, we have to just remember like all we can do is control our behavior. And if that means you have to set boundaries with your friends, I had to do this when I was married. He did not like Daniel, our buddy Daniel. Who you'll meet. He's coming to the show with me tomorrow.
On Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So great guy. But we've been friends for, I don't know, 13 years. He's like a brother to me, but we have a very like flirty interaction relationship and it makes people uncomfortable, but it literally means that no.
I couldn't help it. That wasn't about that.
So anyway, so they oh my Lord, where do I take this from there? Anyway, so you'll meet him. He's great, but my ex had a lot of problems with that friendship because of that. And I'd always be like, we've never hooked up. I don't understand what the problem is. He is like family to me. And so I had to put boundaries and I was like, listen, like you can't text me after 9:00 at night. Like he thinks it's weird when you text me after 9. And you know what? He might be right. Like, what do you need to talk to me after 9:00 for? Unless there's an emergency. Right. So I think there are things you can do.
Are you the jealous type?
Not really, no.
No, you don't.
You're not at all.
Kind of stuff?
No, honestly, like I see you post statuses a lot where you're like kind of crowdsourcing people's responses for stuff on your podcast.
Yeah.
And I've sometimes answer and I think about these things
you
a lot.
chime in. Yeah.
And one of the things like you posted a lot about like phone privacy, and for me, like I never would touch someone I dated's phone, like literally ever. It's just not something I would do.
Right.
And I kind of expect the same in return. And I don't know that I have the kind of jealous kind of, you know, when you're really concerned that shit's going on at all times, like I just don't have that in me. Maybe it's because I don't give a fuck. Maybe because I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know, but I think it's a good quality to not give a fuck in that regard.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you. Go ahead.
Because then it's like, what's the point? Then you just feel I feel crazy. Like, and I don't ever want to be that crazy person because it's like, if you go looking for something, you'll probably find something. You know what I mean?
Something.
And so I don't know if honestly, like as I'm saying this, I don't know if that's a healthy reaction. I'm sure that's what the therapist would say is like, you have a boundary, like you should never go through your partner's phone. You should trust them, right? That's the therapy answer. But the other side of it is like, maybe I just don't want to like find something. Maybe I'm just being a coward. I don't know.
What you're going to find is something that's not really a thing. You're going to make it a thing in your brain.
Totally.
But I did today, my podcast today was about privacy expectations. And I told the story about like, listen, there's been 2 times in my life when I've looked through Ashley's phone. Once she was in the shower. and I went in the bathroom to like go to the bathroom, and her phone was on like the toilet lid, and I'm like taking a waz, and I'm just like looking at her phone.
What was that?
I'm going pee, and I'm looking at her phone, and literally like I get and this happened twice, and both times it's the same. Like I get in, I'm doing some stuff, I'm looking at messages, my eyebrows are like curling up, like I'm like, what the fuck? And I get in there and I see nothing, and I'm just like, every time, like after 15 seconds, I'm like, man, what the fuck are you doing? Like this is the dumbest thing you've ever done. Yes. Like you're being so dumb right now. But I have the self-awareness to acknowledge that it's dumb, and I stop. And then she always knows. Always. She looks at her phone and she can tell that the notifications are different, maybe, or something.
She sees your greasy fingerprints.
You know what I mean? Something like that. The shower time, I'm going to tell you right now, the shower time, she told me, I was drunk as fuck. She told me that she like peeked. Like she peeked out of the shower and saw me doing it. And she was like, and she's just watching me like, you fucking, because she knows she doesn't have anything to hide.
Sure.
She's like, you fucking moron, or whatever in her head. And she always busts me. She's like, did you go through my phone yesterday? And I'm always like, no. Like an idiot.
My God.
And then we get in a big fight. And then
you break up.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We don't. No,
okay.
No, that's a different time.
Oh, sorry.
That's the thing. My point is, we get in a big fight, and then we don't talk for like 15 minutes, and then I'm always just like, I'm sorry. And she's like, yeah, dummy. Well, you are fucking sorry. Cut it out, you know? And so whatever. But
you guys have an interesting relationship.
Well, we're a lot alike.
Oh,
you know, like she's a lot like me. She's not as bad as me. She's like, you know,
she's
like
prettier than you.
Well, there's no fucking doubt about that. But I'm just saying she's not like you. But we're a lot alike. So like we do like all the things that I like when we fight. It's like we're the same kind of fucking thing. It's hard to explain, and we don't have time to go into all that. But yeah, we argue a lot, but we super fucking love each other. I love her, and like I know the reason that I think like. Look, if you start talking about, like, well, I look at my girlfriend's phone sometimes and I get insecure, and people are like, well, you need to break up with that girl. Like, this is the shit that, like, people will post on Facebook when I put a comment out there or a question. If you're insecure, it's not the right person, blah, blah, blah. The reason that I think it is the right person is because, like, I'm self-aware about, like, when I do this, I'm wrong and I need to stop doing it. And I'm, like, a work in progress.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I feel like I'm getting better all the time at being a good boyfriend to her in terms of not being a fuck.
So let me ask you a question. So this is one of the bullet points somewhere. I'm totally off script right now. But one of the things that I find interesting is that like women in particular, right, will accept a lot of behaviors when it comes to men because I don't like to say our bar is a little lower, but I think we want relationships.
Your bar is certainly lower.
Yeah, we want relationships really badly that
Nobody's
we put up with
a bar than women.
we put up with a lot of shit that we shouldn't.
Walking, talking proof.
Yeah, and so this is what I'm saying. So if the shoe was on the other foot, would you be okay if she was doing that shit to you?
Well, she does do that shit to me. Don't get it twisted. Here's what I think about. Here's what I think about bars and red flags and whatever the fuck I expect. All that. Here's what I think. I think if the person's hot enough, they get a pass on so many things.
So many things.
It's kind of like when athletes are really good, but then they kill someone. You're like, well,
listen,
you did run for 1,500 yards, so we're going to let that slide.
That's a perfect fucking analogy.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think if a person's attractive enough, you're like, well, you know. That's what I think. And Ashley's a fucking smoke show. And so I'm just like, yeah, you're fucking lunatic sometimes, but you know, you're super hot and I like you.
Yeah, like even when you're crazy, you're still a 10. I'm here for it.
Also, I think that a lot of tumultuous.
Tumultuous?
Yeah.
Yep.
I think a lot of those relationships are like when it's good, it's great.
Trial by fire kind of.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, you ever dated someone where like when it's good, it's the best ever, and then sometimes when it's bad, like you want to fucking burn each other's houses down or some shit.
I can think of two people right off the top of my head.
You know what I'm saying? So that's like when we get along like 90% of the time we're
and great. You guys are cute as fuck about it usually.
And when we're dumb, we both are like, yeah, we're dumb. So it's not like I don't know, it's tricky, but I don't know.
We're rooting for you, big guy.
I appreciate it. I need all the fucking help I can get. I'll tell you what.
I'm just creeping in the shadows of Facebook, being like, Jenna, what's going on with Ryan? Man?
He did ask that. I was like,
it's real.
I was like, I don't know because I didn't even notice. I don't notice that stuff.
Yeah, so that's funny that we were talking about that because we're all in this group chat together. Jenna, Ryan, myself, friends of the pods, Dario Durham, Darian Lewis, TJ Stokes,
all for the
Vic
radio
Pondia,
station.
all for the radio station, and it's been quiet mostly, but every once in a while it lights up. Someone's got something to celebrate. And I made a joke in there once.
I'm so fucking nervous. Go ahead.
Okay, so to talk about the demographics of this group, of the 30 people, it's probably like 25% racial minorities. I'm sorry, 25 of the 30 people are racial minorities. Jenna, Ryan, myself,
There's like
Trevor.
4
We
white
are
people.
the only white people. Yeah.
And Ryan and myself are very much like at a glance, we are the problem. Like if you look at us, you're like, oh, these dudes. But even if we are a little woke,
Okay.
So
Yeah.
In your flannels and trucks.
friend of the pod, Vic Pandya.
Yeah, like I'm the type of person
Yeah.
that black people hate.
Yeah. So
Except if they know me, like
I know, and they all love you. They do.
Of course.
Yeah.
But like outside looking in, I'm a fucking like,
Sure, yeah.
I'm a poster child.
Of course.
For like, whatever. Go ahead. I'm
So
sorry.
friend of the pod, Vic Pandya, who is the first comedian we ever had on the podcast
Yeah,
2
we love
years
him.
ago.
Really?
He made a comment about being it's funny that he was the first person on the radio station to have technical difficulties, being that he's the only Indian descent on the podcast. And I said, in my comment, I went, weird. This whole time I thought you were Puerto Rican. And that's just a joke. I know he's Indian. He's my
thought it was
friend.
funny.
And but I deleted it fast. 3 people saw it and I unsent it.
You
I was
deleted
like,
it?
I did.
You coward.
And
it's a good joke. You should have let it ride. That's funny.
In a bunch of comedians, you know?
yeah,
A
That's
group
super
full of
funny
comedians.
as fuck.
But you want to say
I
what
still
you
don't.
said?
For the record, I still don't fucking remember.
You don't remember?
Nope.
Oh, man.
Should we read it?
Now hold on. Let me ask some
We'll
background.
delete it
I can
again.
tell you what it is.
Did I say it today?
You said it
Yes.
yesterday.
I posted it yesterday. What time of day? And I'll tell you how drunk I was.
Night. It was nighttime.
Oh,
Because I was drunk.
We
by
started
then.
drinking at 9 a.m. yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
What did I say? Something about dots, not feathers, maybe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fucking good joke. Fuck you, man. What did I say?
It
Tell me what I
depends
said.
It depends on who's in the group.
It said, so,
Drunk as 10 Indians?
drunk as
Yeah.
10 Indians. And you said, dots, not feathers, wait. And so you said,
Yeah,
I'm
because
so
it's
drunk-
feathers, not dots,
Yeah,
if you're talking
you
about
asked-
drunk.
Yeah.
Sure. And you said, I appreciate everyone's patience with you. Now, of the people that laughed, one of the white people and then the dude who runs it. But then the Indian man in the room says, what the fuck? And then he says, never mind, I'm lit too, just saw this. And then 2 laughing emojis, which Ryan Hart reacted to.
I stand by it. That's funny as fuck. Because
Also, is that a thing? We've talked about this. Is that even a real saying?
Native Americans and,
drunk as 10
Drunk as 10
Indians?
Indians? Is that a saying?
Yeah, because Native Americans have a drinking problem because
Oh, and he's doubling down.
oh, goodness gracious.
Listen, don't you think that, like, as a country, what we've done is we've painted Native Americans into this corner where they don't have a lot of options except to, like they live, I'm just saying.
All right. I'm going
Whatever.
to.
Why don't we push on to the next
Listen.
thing?
Whatever.
Well,
whatever.
I
I'm
always
just
give
saying
you
drunk as
shit.
10 Indians is a thing, and it's super funny because I said that's not feathers, and then I said, wait a minute, no, I was wrong. Feathers.
Yeah,
not
you
dots.
doubled down.
That's fucking
Here's-
hilarious because
so
I made a mistake. Whatever.
Here's what's funny about that is I always say, like, that's not a real thing. But I just Googled it. And of course, it comes up on like Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
And it's a euphemism used mostly in the Midwest. So maybe that's why I've never heard of it. Are you
You know
from
that
here
we live in the
originally?
Midwest, right? Big
Yeah,
time?
yeah, but I'm not from here.
Well, and they actually say
I
it.
don't claim
It's
it.
in the movie Good Will Hunting as well.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
To signify one who's really
Really?
drunk,
I didn't know
possibly
that.
close to passing out.
Yeah.
Plays on the fact that Native Americans do not hold their liquor well. Well, that can't be true.
But yeah, when I send a joke like that, Vic is the last thing on my mind. I'm just making a joke.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
like,
Oh, and his response was great.
fucking perfect.
And he was one of the 3 people who saw my joke that I unsent. And then I later messaged him. I was like, was that too far? He's like, no, dude, it was funny. It
You
was funny.
should have left it.
They're
You shoulda
comedians.
left
I
it.
feel like,
That's what I think.
yeah, if you're
I just
fine.
feel like it's kind of an interesting place to be. And I know like we were just talking off mic about being a comic and what it means. But I feel like as a white dude, I want to be both representative of myself, but also not say anything that's like easily a horrible thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't care about that.
I mean, as a comic,
But
I'm sure you offend
but
people
you're
all
right.
the time. You have to.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to make everyone.
I have
happy
a
with
really
your
long
jokes.
bit about getting my asshole fingered. I don't think people love that one. So
People without fingers are offended
But
by that
Vic,
joke.
the Fingerless of Chicago Society wrote me a really sternly worded email. And they said they haven't been able to stink finger someone since that childhood accident. And they were really upset by that.
Yeah. Oh my God.
don't you think? I feel like of all of us in that chat, I feel like Vic is like the most polished, and I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh,
any,
he is.
I don't know
That's
those
his
guys.
brand.
Like I've only known everyone in there for a few months.
Sure.
but I feel like Vic just like whatever is the most polished comedian. And when you meet a guy like that, I'm guessing Paul's like this, and I know a guy back in Plainfield like this. And the point is like when you meet those guys, like everything they say is like clean and funny and smart and good. Yeah, you know what I mean?
For sure.
And that's like, and let me tell you, that's not where I'm at yet.
Same.
Not
girl.
your brand.
You know, like, well, I'm not saying that I don't want it to be my brand. I'm just saying I'm not that good yet. So I say a joke like, that's not feathers, not thinking about anything. And I was like, oh God, I'm so dumb. But whatever.
No,
perfect.
they don't care.
No, of course not.
So now that we're completely off topic, I'm not really sure how to reel us back in here.
Just
Are you?
do it. That's your job.
Yeah.
It's my job.
Your job is to keep us centered, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
great. Yeah. All right. So we talked a little bit about how women tend to have lower bars in relationships. Which is what I think sort of makes us do this whole fleabagging thing in dating.
You mean deal with fleabagging?
Deal with
right?
it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So the other thing I think it's probably like, I feel like we're so used to like living. I mean, it's probably unresolved trauma, obviously, right? Duh. But like being used to living in like a certain amount of chaos, right? So for me, it's like my mom, bless her sweetheart, she's crazy. And I see the way she is with her relationship with my father. So then I think it's very easy to sort of replicate that. And because it's what I know. So like, what are your parents, do they have the relationship like you have?
Well, maybe. Yeah, like first of all, my parents have been married.
They're still together?
Since my mom was 17.
Wow.
My mom is 20 years older than me, maybe. So what am I, 41? So she's 61. Like my parents are young. They were young.
That's
parents.
young. Yeah.
Yeah. And they they just they met at a laundromat.
Oh, I love that.
My mom was at the laundromat and my dad went in there to like wash his clothes. My dad's 19, my mom's 17. And like they probably got married a week later. Back then, you would just meet a girl and you'd be like, hey, you're, whatever. And let me tell you, these are two attractive 17 and 19-year-olds. Like they, if you're a 17 and a 19-year-old couple,
sure.
Let me tell you, you're fighting all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And I remember, I'm not saying like I have these super fucking vivid memories of like my parents having knockdown dragouts. But when we were young, like they fought all the time. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm going to tell you, in the world, there's no two happier people than those two right now. And it's because my dad just does everything that my mom says.
That's usually the way
Eventually,
a good
you just
marriage
get it
works.
beaten out of
You'll
you.
get there.
I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, I feel it. Honestly, this is a horrible analogy, and I'm sure I'll get shit on for it. It's like breaking a horse. Like men, we're wild, we're stupid. We have like all this bravado and pride and strength, and we think we're fucking bulletproof. And so we go through our 20s and 30s or whatever until we get someone that can lock us down, does that. We're just doing the stupidest shit possible. And then when you love that person and they beat you down, and you're just like, I need this. Beat me down. Mold me into something better.
You said
Beat you down
Beat
feels
me
like
down.
the wrong.
I feel like it's perfect.
Mold me
What?
like a horse.
What do you mean?
Here's what I mean.
Or maybe like guide you and teach you how to be a grown up.
No.
I need tough love. I need tough love.
Maybe,
Really?
but
Yeah, like shit on me a little bit. Step on my cubes.
I don't need any
Wow.
of that. That's weird.
I'm glad you reacted. When I
like
said
you,
it, I
man.
looked at you just to wait.
Well, it took, I've been drinking. It took like 2 seconds after you finished saying it for it to be like, wait a minute, what the fuck did he just say?
He's step on my cubes.
But listen, let me tell you, like, here's what I think. Like, let's like pick the most mundane, like Tuesday night dart league, right? I'm a dude and I'm in a dart league. I go to the bar on Tuesdays and I play darts with my friends. Mm-hmm. I start dating a girl and she's not crazy about the darts, but she lets me do it for a while. And then what she does is, and I'm going to start getting fired up. And what she does is she bitches at you a little bit and a little bit and a little bit until you stop fucking doing it. And this is what I think women do. I think what they do is they fucking just like chip away at you until it's not worth playing darts to get bitched at. So you stop doing it. And the person that you marry is the person that just beats you into submission. And I've dated a zillion girls like this. And I've been beaten into submission like a quarter of the way. And then what happens is they come home and all my shit's gone. Because I'm just like, I'm not fucking doing this anymore. Like, I'm not going to be told how to live, whatever. But to TJ, like what TJ said is 100% spot on. Like, they just beat you into submission. Whether, like you play softball. Thursday nights, I play softball. Park League, slow pitch softball. It's awesome. I go out there and I fucking play softball with my buddies and it's fun. and your girlfriend thinks it's cute at first. She comes along. She wears a little jean skirt. It's super fun. And then like after 2 months, she kind of stops coming. And it's cool that you still go. And then 2 months after that, she kind of starts bitching at you about it and rolling her eyes. And then 2 months after that, it's a fight. And the man is just like, this is not worth my fucking trouble. I will not fucking do this anymore. I don't care. And that's every married friend I have. Every married friend I have is a guy whose wife has, like, if you're a happily married man, all you are is a guy that does everything your wife says. I'm just telling you, that's a fucking fact. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean,
did I go dark? I'm just telling you.
You didn't. I don't know. I mean, maybe that is the reality, but that sounds really sad to me that like you can't have a life of enjoying things that you like.
Well, you can as long as you like the things she already likes.
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Why?
Listen, you can go to the fucking art show.
You know, honestly, dude, that's a great segue because, you know, as I've gotten older and I feel like the shit that I tend to look for in relationships, I used to be like, oh, is she hot? Is the sex good? Like, that's all I cared about. I mean, don't get me wrong. That shit's still like top 3.
For sure.
But it's like, do you like the same music I like?
Yeah.
Are you into the same shit I'm into? Not because we always have to be doing those things together, but just because I don't want you to be like so positively annoyed at the existence of this thing in my life because even if you don't share it with me, you love it too and you enjoy it on your own. I need that in my life.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for people to have hobbies on their own. That's why you have friends, right? Like, I don't have to love everything my boyfriend likes because that's why he has friends. So if I don't want to go camping with you, go camping with your boys. Like? Don't give a shit.
Yeah, but I think...
Well,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know. What is he like?
I don't know.
What is he like?
No, I don't have one.
I know.
Which I know is your joke, but
have you never been annoyed by a guy's hobby that you've dated?
The only one that sort of annoys me is like video games because
that's dumb.
You're just doing it for hours on end and I'm like sitting in the house and whatever. Do it when I'm not around, cool. But like if I'm there, like that's not my thing. But like otherwise, I think it's totally fine. My ex-husband had a lot of things that he loved to do that I didn't. He loved to go to this really stuffy, I feel like you'll probably know what I'm talking about. There's like a gentleman's club downtown.
Yeah, I know all about it.
I don't know. I figured you might because it's like young like professionals, whatever. And
oh, you mean the person I try to pretend I am?
And it's like used to be only men. And when you go in there, they don't allow you to wear jeans. So like men have to go in. Yeah. And then women have to wear dresses. Well, he didn't tell me this. And I went in on this tour because he was we had to spend money on it and it was expensive. And he was like trying to sell me on this place because they also had like a spa in there. And I was like, I'm not coming in the spa. Like if I'm going to go to spa, I'm going to spa. But I was like, you can try to sell me on it. Let's do it. So we walk in and the woman was like, I was wearing I looked nice. I was at work. So I was wearing like jeans, heels, and like a nice like blazer or whatever, right? I had my designer bag. Not nice enough because they were jeans. They didn't even have holes in them, which is rare for my jeans. Anyway, so I walk in and they were like, oh, we're really sorry. We can't take you on this tour. You can see like the cafeteria area, but you can't see the rest of this place because you're in jeans. And I was like,
slap?
I'm sure well, listen, this woman was wearing like
fried chicken.
Probably not.
Oh,
yeah,
chicken nuggets.
Maybe for the kids.
Right, cool.
Yeah. So anyway, it was terrible. It was a terrible experience, and I was so annoyed. And I was like, they just turned me out for whatever. Meanwhile, this girl was wearing like leggings and a sweater, and I was like, I looked nice. Anyway, whatever. I was like, oh, you're trying to sell this place to me? These people are assholes. Like what? Anyway. The point is we got home and he was like, that didn't go as well as I wanted to. And I'm like, I'm not going to tell you not to do it. If this is something you want to do it. And we could pay for it together because like we'd joint account, whatever. I was like, we can do it. If it makes you happy, do it. I just don't expect me to be there with you.
At least it's not hookers and cocaine.
Who knows what they might have had those there.
Probably
There's a hotel.
Yeah, actually. If it's the place I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, right.
What is the place?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no, they do have a hotel there, so it's quite possible. It's all businessmen. It's like international businessmen come in and out. So I'm sure there is. But I was like, you do you. I just don't need to go with you for that. Like, so it's possible.
I mean, that's fine. But here's what I think. I think that you're very mature. Like in your, like I've heard like.
I am not the only mature person on the
you're
planet.
one of the few. I'm just telling you, I've heard your perspective on relationships before. And it's like when I'll post a question for Rippin' Shots, which is a segment on my podcast, and I'll post a question like, whatever. What's like today? It was, what's a reasonable
You have a podcast?
Oh God,
I'm
shut
just
up!
kidding.
Come on. It's like, what's a reasonable expectation of privacy? And anytime some girls like we are one. Someone said like literally, we are one. He can get on and do whatever he wants. My location is blah blah blah. Oh, and I'm just like, man, fuck you in your.
But I don't even think that's healthy.
I don't either.
Yeah. I don't think
either.
But because boundaries, you should be able to have some sort of privacy.
Yeah. But I just think like you're a very mature, like reasonable person.
Well, you know what? Actually, my biggest takeaway from this entire episode is that I need to become a crazy person.
Well, it's the best way to
get a man.
A guy
apparently,
like me or TJ.
Apparently,
Sure.
I'll lock down. Are you crazy?
Tell me any girl you've ever dated wasn't crazy and you weren't bored with her after one date.
You know, bro, I got to be real careful right now, but there's someone in the not too distant future that I dated who was a therapist. And like
That's interesting. You and a therapist is interesting.
Agreed.
You should have her on the fucking show.
No,
but carry on.
No, we should not.
Yes, we should.
Dude.
That would be amazing.
That's awesome.
And honestly, 'cause I go to therapy, so it was like a weird double whammy where I felt like I was like either getting over on my insurance or that I was like, all right, this is enough mental health. I need to like back away from
Could
it.
you tell when she was psychoanalyzing you?
All the time. I'd be like,
awesome.
hey, you're therapizing me right now. You've got to stop.
It. So let's expand on that. I'm interested in this.
Ooh, I don't know.
It was good. It was a good. I mean, it was.
So what happened? You're not dating anymore?
We went on a 9 day. Oh man, I gotta be real careful. We went on 9 dates.
Yeah, you don't have to disclose anything. That's
yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
Where did the wheels fall off?
Honestly, it was kind of that. Like it was a little awkward, and like I always felt weird because of the therapizing and like
9 dates. You must have slept together. No, yeah, too much. I'm sorry.
We did sleep together.
I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. You're good. I just
felt like it was assumed after 9 days.
Yeah, for sure. And honestly, the longest I've ever waited to sleep with someone, we slept together on the 9th date. And
really?
While we were sleeping together, her dog licked my ass.
That's amazing. I don't know. I think that sounds kind of.
It was horrible.
Really? Yeah. I feel like it would feel kind of
like
nice.
I could feel it was like coming up behind me, and I was like mid-stroke, and I was trying to like keep it away.
You couldn't just close your eyes and pretend it was a girl back there? That's what I would do. I'm just telling you, that would be my move.
I will say, my asshole felt so clean.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, if it was me, I would just be like, fuck it, let's ride it out. And I would just close my eyes, and I would just picture like a girl back there, and then I'm doing my thing, and it's all happening. I should probably fucking buy a dog.
I feel like I'm learning. So I have 2. You can take one.
Well, do they lick asses?
And I don't know if they get tall enough to get up that tall drink of water's ass right there.
That's true. That's true. Wow.
Tall drink of chocolate water. I don't know what the fuck.
Ew. Why is it that we can't get through an episode without you talking about assholes? I'm just curious.
You got to think about that.
I think so. Maybe it's like a fetish. I think it's a thing.
There's no shame in your game.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my thing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I have lots of things, if we're being totally honest.
Listen.
I mean, we got to do, bro, 90 episodes of this show. How many things do you think I've had?
You know what I mean?
A lot.
A lot of things.
A lot.
Yeah.
But you talk about butts a lot, your own in particular.
Well, dude, I had like a really sexually repressed marriage, and then I dated someone who was sexually adventurous
mentioned that in your
afterwards.
comedy.
Yeah, and I talk about how she likes to finger my asshole. Like that became such a thing, how frequently she wanted to finger my asshole. And it was troublesome, man. And she one time we were on sex from behind, and she reached behind with her feet like Frogger style and foot jobbed me.
Are you shitting me? Yeah. In your back door?
Yeah.
That is a limber lady. She Asian?
Yeah.
We're going to have to cut that out.
I feel like that's gotta ride.
It's fine. You're fine.
Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to.
and the point, and it was like kind of fun, but I was like, where'd she learn this? Like that, when those things happen, you're just like, well, this is not her first rodeo.
Correct. Like she's practiced that shit. Anytime a girl gets super cool, it's like, man, what a fucking dynamo. But then you're also like, how long has she been doing this weird shit? You know?
Yeah.
Like that's real.
Like I want a girlfriend who like knows her way around a dick, but like still needs GPS a little bit. Like
Jenna, do you got to move?
She's a fucking Sherpa of Dick Mountain or something.
You
I don't
know
need
what
that.
I mean? Do you got to move? I'll bet you got to move.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a move.
Well, you should fucking get one.
It involves a dog.
I mean,
licking
I'm
your
sure
ass.
I do.
And if you start doing yoga, it could be a foot in the back door.
It will never be a
Asian ex-girlfriend
in the back door.
She was Romanian Jewish.
Love it.
Oh my god.
Listen, Romania's in Asia. Fuck you.
You weren't there that day of geography class.
I have no clue if that's real. But
I'll bet. And then I looked at TJ. I was like, "That's not right, right?"
Is Romania really not in Asia? Google it. I'll bet it is in Asia.
Hey guys,
because it's Russia, right? Russia's in Asia.
Romania is not Russia. It's in Europe.
No, but I'm saying, okay, Google where's Romania.
Romania's in Europe.
Okay, Google it. I need to see it.
I need to see it.
Seeing is believing. I'll bet it's in Asia.
What continent is Romania in?
Oh, you're such a fucking know-it-all.
Well, he's a Mensa member. You can't fuck with his brain.
Perfect. Yeah, you win that round for sure.
Wait, before we go any further, I just got a Bumble match. Hi, TJ. It's nice to match. Just FYI, we are a male-female bi couple seeking an open-minded guy to please me in front of him from time to time. We host in River North, and discretion is assured.
Is that a thing you could do?
No,
I couldn't either.
I don't know if I could do that.
I've had like
I couldn't.
I've had like several 2-woman and man 3-ways, and this girl Kimberly that I sleep with.
Hold on. So like you're the guy, and there's two girls.
Yeah.
That's a little different. And I couldn't do a guy girl guy. Couldn't do it. Maybe in Vegas, like me and my best buddy Gabe go to Vegas, and there's some like rando.
That was very specific.
Maybe just
you named the buddy.
I've only got like 3 fucking friends.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe this is something you've done, or like a fantasy.
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No. Just like I've got one buddy that like, and he's like, it wouldn't happen now because he's in a serious relationship. But like, and also he's like my Vegas friend. Like,
it would still happen.
We go to Vegas together all the time. For sure. but like I could maybe maybe, but it would be a hard I don't know. But certainly like a couple where like. That a strange couple reaches out to me like you're dealing with, I couldn't just be like, I'll come over tomorrow at 7. We'll have some drinks and get to know each other.
Also
and
murder.
Then I'll bang your wife. That's where my brain goes. They're going to murder you.
You're going to kill. Yeah, they're serial killers.
And even if I'm bigger than that guy and more skilled in hand-to-hand combat, he's got a wife also. There's 2-on-1.
Totally.
And she might be like a fucking spider monkey. She could jump on your back. Fighting 2 people's heart? I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Maybe after she does the foot in your butt thing. Just saying. So at least you get a little bit of pleasure,
sure.
And then you get murdered.
Well, I think that would make her she's probably a black belt in jiu-jitsu if she can foot your butthole while you're slamming her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so maybe you should look into it.
The ankle flexibility is
know what I mean? It could be triple
like
jointed.
What sort of weird fucking butthole fingering Pilates are you going to?
Honest to God. Where's that class?
Oh my God.
I'm going to show you her after this.
I'll bet it's in this neighborhood.
Probably.
I'll bet it's fucking 2 blocks over. Weird ass Chicago. Fuck this place, man. People wearing masks outside. It's so dumb.
You hate that. All right, listen, I'm going to wrap this up with how to fix these. I'm going to just run through it, right? So how do you fix this pattern? Therapy, obviously. That's the given answer.
Oh, that's dumb.
Self-confidence. You got to lift it up. You got to do that work, right? That self-love work you were talking about earlier about how insecurities can arise. So that's a big deal. And then lean on friends and family for support, because I think it's always easy for others to see the red flags before you do, right? Like,
that
easy
feels
to be
pointed.
I know. I actually pointed at you. Didn't I when I said that? No, I'm just kidding. But you don't want to be blinded by those sex hormones. What are they called? Pheromones.
Sure.
Pheromones? Yeah, like when you have sex.
Down with
serotonin.
Down with dopamine, up with hopamine.
Yeah, dopamine. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. So, ask your friends because they'll tell you the truth for sure. That's all I got.
Great wrap up. All right. Well, right now I want to take this time to say once again, thank you so much to our good friend, Ryan Kimble, for spending time today talking to us. Ryan, why don't you remind all of our listeners where they can find you online, where they can see you doing comedy?
I have a podcast called The Perfect Drink. You can find it anywhere you find podcasts. You can find it on YouTube, iTunes, all that bullshit. Also, I'm terrible at plugging my own shit, so I'm dumb. But and then you can find I'll be at my buddy's Wednesday, but I think this will probably air after Wednesday, so that was a dumb thing to say again. And I don't know. Here we are. I'm just saying shit that doesn't mean anything. Well,
is there a place they
handsome
can find,
as the day is long, though.
Is there a place they can find like where your shows are going to be?
No,
Oh.
I don't have that. This is my point.
Ryan's in the. We're in the you perform every now and again phase of our comedy career where it's like each one is real big and we got to promote the fuck out of
That's
it. It's
correct.
like you just kind of like there's couple weeks in between.
Right. But I mean, like they could go to the Facebook page.
You could sure.
Do you need me to be your agent? Go to your Facebook page, The Perfect Drink.
Do you have a Linktree yet either?
I do because I didn't even know what Linktree was in Utah. Yeah, I got a Linktree. Yeah, but I don't know how to.
So those things will be announced there.
We're gonna put your Linktree. Whenever you go on things like this, you just tell people to post your link tree, and then that way they can get all your shit from one link and they don't need 100
I feel like
links.
saying link is in the bio is a thing that people say.
It is.
I don't know what it means, but I say it at the end of every podcast.
Yeah, and on your Instagram bio, your link tree is there.
I don't put any links in any bios, but I'm always like, links in the bio, because I feel like it makes it
Well,
sound like
I'm
you know
going to
what you're
link to everything this motherfucker does because we love him, and today was great. So thank you again for coming and talking to us,
doing.
Ryan.
Thank you for having me.
If you want to find out more about Menage-A-Pod, head on over to our Instagram at Menage-A-Podcast, where you can find our link tree. That includes links to our Facebook group, website, merch store, and more. Make sure you follow Jenna on Instagram at JENAGRISH.
You said J.
How'd you spell that?
G. I just said it fast. GENAGRISH.
Thanks.
On Instagram, and me at Chicago Cafe Racer on Instagram. And a quick thank you to everyone who makes this show happen. Amazing guests like our friend Ryan, my wonderful, beautiful co-host Jenna. I love you so much, me, because I'm awesome. You guys, you're the best. Thanks for downloading and listening to the show. Until next time, share us in your IG stories and find other ways to tell a friend about Menage-A-Pod. And of course, good luck out there.
Bye.
Bye.